And welcome back to Shadow Hearts.
So when last we left off, we were in a doomed world. The big bad evil guy had successfully summoned this gigantic structure, as they are wont to do, and was intending to use that structure to murder us all. So that's great and awesome, and I'm super happy for him. I think we are going to be, because I'm on a bit of a time limit today, I do apologize for not streaming it on Friday. We've got a very long weekend here, so I've been distracted by that business. Let's see here. Switch that over to software. So we're going to be trying to finish up here. And then once we finish up here, we will do some other business. I'm actually just going to... That's silly. Let's heal up. Time to get to work. I never thought my pizza delivery machine would save mankind. Am I supposed to get on it? Where do I go? I don't know where I'm supposed to go. That's weird. I thought I just needed to talk to him. Maybe I need to go back to London and collect the rest of the party. That's my guess. I probably just need to go back here and say, sup. Nope. Don't see them. Oh, maybe they're in the orphanage. I forgot. Okay, so we're gonna go to the orphanage. Or not the orphanage. The place where all the orphans are, which is not the orphanage because all the orphans in the orphanage are dead. Yes. And onward we go. Alright. Is it time for me to jump in again? Just give me a shout anytime you're short-handed. And stuff. Yep. Okay, so we got a scene with Kodelka here. Hallie, thou hast not won even once. I really want to know what that expression was in Japanese, because it makes very little sense. Mom, are you okay? You shouldn't get up just yet. I know, but I'm okay. After 3 years, we're finally together. I'm so sorry, Mom. I wanted to go see you sooner. It's okay, Hallie. It must have been difficult for you. You've done a great thing here. It's all thanks to the little ones. I've got to protect them. How you've grown, Hallie. Mom. What is it? I'm going to fight until the end with Ark. Will you be okay with that? As long as you promise to come back to me like your father did. You're beginning to look a lot like him. Dad? Yes, your father always kept his promises. Thanks to your father, I'm here with you now. I promise I'll be back. Let's go to America together. We'll take a boat with Chris, Sharon, and Joshua and meet Dad. Hallie. That's what we'll do, right, Mom? Okay. Alright, I promise. His dad's dead, isn't he? That was very much the, parental, meanderings of like, yes, we'll go to America. Your father is in America. In a farm upstate. Ark, Sylvia. Sorry about that. Is this a bad time? No, it's okay. You leaving now? Ark, I don't know how to thank you. Thank you so much for coming to see me. Come on, you're embarrassing me. As for me, I can't believe that damn voice, that mysterious voice was actually a beauty like you. Also, I want to thank you for saving Silvery at Kui High Tower. But, how come it was only me whose head hurt when they heard your voice? Am I being punished? That's because all the monsters fused inside you become terrified, like bats fear the sunlight. I see. There's nothing to worry about. You're protected by a greater spirit. A spirit so strong that even Albert fears. Look deep inside yourself. You'll know who that soul belongs to. I know, Kudelka. Sylvia. You've grown strong. You've carried on your father's spirit and traveled a difficult road bravely. No, it's just because of all the help I got from everyone. I can see the burden you carry for the sake of your loved one. You're scared, right? Just don't ever give up hope. You have Ark now. The curse may be strong, but he'll protect you, alright? Yes, that's right. I can't do anything anymore, but I'll wait here for your safe return. Roger will help you with the rest. Now go. Why can't you do anything anymore? Have the magical powers been tortured out of you or something? Can't do anything. Okay, well. Fine. Okay, so we're going to continue on to the ending. We have Hallie in the party because, ew. Oh, I'm so bored. Kids really tire me out. Take me with you too. Oh, you have something new to say? Hallie has this. I improved it. Check it out. Improved slingshot. It's so easy to use. Thanks, Joshua. Guess we got that kind of gift. So is the improved slingshot actually good? Well, it's better than what he's got. I think I'm probably going to be bringing Marguerite as my final slot, but we'll get to that later. For now, I should probably upgrade people's equipment, but I'm lazy, we're not going to bother yet. So right now, I think I might be OP enough to accomplish this. I might want to try to get Yuri's ultimate weapon, because Yuri's ultimate weapon shouldn't take too long to get, as long as I can do the Judgment Ring. Oh, you came back. I'm still working on adjusting the teleporter now. Please have some rest. Everything is going to be done before you get up. Where are we? It's that graveyard again. I'm sick of this same dream. It's almost as if the entire world was waiting for me. Ugh, the air is so heavy, it feels like it's crushing my heart. At long last we meet again. I was growing tired of waiting, little girl. It seems our spell has finally taken you. What's wrong, little girl? You struggle, but your soul's fate lies here. If you could, would you die for your love, Go now to the depths of the evil dimension. As per the contract of your divine soul, you offered your life to us in return for your request. I give welcome to the girl who will offer her soul. Do you fear me? Oh, you? I am Atman, the executioner of spirit sacrifice. I bring death to your soul. Hoping for someone to come and save you. Unfortunately, you're all alone here. No one is coming to your rescue. You're quite alone. Do you have any regrets about dying for that man? No, I have no regrets. Such a courageous girl, how delicious your pure, unsullied soul must be. Come, the final wedge has been driven into the Judgment Ring. You'll become one with my darkness. And so it begins. Another solo battle, but we have an actual proper weapon this time. So, let's see how much damage we can do. One. Okay, that's suboptimal. You know, just a little bit. Let's try beating it with the Bible after we cure ourselves. Not a huge fan of the musical motif. Oh, good. We're still technically alive. We're gonna go ahead and attack. Let's get this shroud over with. And that's a wrap. Ark, you damn noob. What happened? I heard a loud moan. You okay? I'm okay, I just had a bad dream, that's all. So, spoiler alert. That's not a good thing to have happen. That is not good. So, we have locked in our ending. That is the determining factor of the ending. So, I'm not going to go into more detail than that, but that is the trigger point for your ending. And I'm very proud of myself for going through with it and actually locking myself into the bad ending. But we can now go back to London because I need to swap up my characters. I don't want to bring Hallie along. The next game has a better system for this. So we're locked into the bad ending, and we are ready to get to the ending itself. So let's try to just burn through this as fast as possible. We've got... Oh god, we have Mind's Eye on her, and I don't even remember what her pattern looks like. This is the problem with a long weekend, is if you don't play for a long time, you're going to lose all of your elite skills you've been developing over the course of the week. I should have finished on Friday, but didn't go work that way. Let's go. Heave-ho, heave-ho! Come on, teleporter will work! Do I have to do it? Come back safe, you guys! I forgot what I actually did for his voice. I did something really bizarre. Okay. So we're all here. So this is the floating shrine, eh? It's like this entire temple is a living entity. A palace built not by human hands, but by creature that travels the stars. It's magnificent! This is amazing. This is amazing. It looks like a movie set almost. Very funny. Can't you do better than that? Looks a lot bigger than from the outside. Okay, let's go. So we're set up here. This, I think, goes back down to Roger. Okay, I think that there's multiple warp points in here. So there's 2 places that I can go from here. So we've gone from, like, Lovecraftian horror to almost like sci-fi at this point. Let's go. Let's see how hard this is. Not that bad. That guy's in the back row, so... Didn't occur to me that maybe I should hit the things in the front. These things are going to gale themselves. I wonder if the guy in the back is going to use the... Is this the AoE, the single target? Single target. Should I hit the hangman again? I feel like I should. Fuck. I think that's gonna be enough to kill. I really hope I kill. I did not kill. I went all in on killing the guy in the back because I figured he was low enough, and he's got the DPS boost. Fuck my life. Okay, so he's dead. So, my guess is that he will be on roughly equal footing with them in terms of their attack speed. She can one-shot those. Okay, that means you're going to have no trouble one-shotting. There we go. Okay, it turns out I haven't lost at all. We're okay. On the plus side, I don't have to worry about malice anymore. Once you're locked into an ending, you don't have to worry about the malice mechanic anymore. Interestingly enough, it shows as being that, but that dead end. We gotta find some way to remove the seal, huh? Yeah, there should be a switch somewhere. So these guys have a pretty decent amount of HP, but they'll have a lot lower mitigation with me hitting them in the front row instead of the back. Okay, he's casting that on himself. Oops, fuck my life. Okay, we're actually going to attack Hangman too. That was silly of me. 1 second, I'm good. Someone at the door. And everything. Okay, so we got ourselves shot up by the guy that did that thing. Fuck my life. We're not gonna do this the sensible way, okay? I refuse. I refuse to be sensible. Oh my god. Oh wow. It would have been nice if I had actually noticed. Yikes. It should be. So one of the things that's important about like meat space is that meat space is very expensive. So when you think about how much like effort is made in the production of fuck my life. In just meat production generally. Meat production is already so expensive because meat space doesn't get cheaper over time, that from a practical perspective, it should be like economically feasible to do large-scale production of meat, because if you grow it in a lab, right? It's not actually grown in a lab. If you grow it in a giant factory where you just have vats of meat that are being grown, you're not wasting a bunch of energy on stuff that is, shall we say, less than efficient. So as an example, when you're doing normal meat production requires that you literally grow a completely tertiary life form for the purpose of it being eaten by the thing that you're intending to eat. But beyond that, you have to grow bone, you have to grow all of the organs that the plant has that aren't being used. You have to grow all of the organs that the animal has that you're not planning to eat. You have all this stuff that is kind of going to waste. So if what you're looking for is like what I would refer to as sort of like chicken nugget level meat is not that hard to make. We can already make that right now because it's basically just meat slurry. And that's something you can already grow. The difficult part about growing meat is the differentiation of the different parts of it, right? Because like a steak, you need to grow the muscle cells, but then you also have to grow the fat cells and all these different types of cells, and that's actually a lot harder. But let's see. Damn, nothing, eh? Damn it all. So one of the things that's important to remember about like the costs associated with things is that in many cases, watch out, everybody stand back. Get wrecked. What is it? Huh? What's going on here? Don't touch it! There's a type of seal, an incredibly powerful kind. Touch it and you'll be burned to a crisp in the blink of an eye. Huh? To a crisp? That doesn't sound too good. Because the kid was kicking it. Well, I guess they say the journey is who you travel with, but... Oh. Hold on. I'll hurry and try to find a way to break the seal. I'd completely forgotten about this. Who will you control? Clearly Silvergo. So we're gonna bring... Not Komanatin, I think. We're going to bring Hallie, because he's got an up-to-date weapon that we just picked up, and I think he's reasonably easy to deal with. So, give me a sec to check his gear. I don't think I have the Western Belt equipped right now. The really funny thing is that I can't even do what I would normally do. Okay, so one of the things that's important to know about costs, right, is that if you look at, as an example, the way that we currently farm, it isn't so much that it's like it's not so much that it's more efficient to do, so much as you can kind of exploit really cheap human labor. And if you keep farmers continuously impoverished, then traditional farming is reasonably cheap, right? But it does entail keeping a, underclass continuously as an underclass, right? So as long as you're not willing to, as long as you don't pay people what they probably should be getting paid for their work, it's, it's reasonably cheap-ish. But you're still dealing with transportation costs that are rather exorbitant. And technologically, I don't think that the technology is really the thing that's expensive, so much as the fact that there isn't anyone who can make the business that is necessary for this kind of stuff to work on a large scale. So as an example, if you were to, instead of having a business that is run off of just taking food from all over the planet and siphoning it into a city, if you were to go into, just a little bit past the suburbs of a city where you're very close, transportation costs are very low, and you go from there and just basically grow whatever you actually have the most in demand in that city, and you have the ability to alter what you decide to grow as you please, that kind of technology reduces the costs. But one of the things that's kind of unfortunate is that right now the costs of things are not actually represented in the monetary costs to the people that are doing them, right? So as an example, I'm not going to bother reading this because this is just the normal stuff. Oh, do I have to get back there with just these two? Oh, shit. That's dangerous. So anyway, as an example, when you look at the economic damage that's caused by the runoff and the chemicals being used as fertilizers and all this kind of stuff that the farming industry uses, when you think about the collateral damage that causes, from a practical perspective, none of that is actually represented in the costs to the farmer or the industry as a whole. So the industry ignores the actual collateral damage costs completely, which is not a problem with the economics. It's a problem with the way that we legislate the costs. So basically what we're doing is we're saying, oh, well, it's too expensive to do this other form of farming because we basically subsidize this other form of farming so much that no one has any reason to do anything else, even though from a practical perspective, it's extremely wasteful and inefficient, right? Once you have to deal with the practicalities of what the government is doing, right, it's way more expensive to use alternative methods, but that's just because you, as the person making the company, are not having to actually field the costs that are incurred by your company, right? So wasteful things are often economically incentivized because wasteful things are wasteful things make more people work because they are more wasteful, right? So that's a serious issue with the way that we handle stuff. And farming subsidies are better than not doing anything, right? Farming subsidies are better than not doing anything. And absolutely, when the concept of farming subsidies was first implemented, farming subsidies made perfect sense. But the key is that subsidies from the government should be subsidizing the most efficient thing that we can be doing and pushing the boundaries on what we're doing. So why are there subsidies for things like coal? Why are there subsidies for very inefficient farming methods, right? That kind of stuff at its core comes down to the subsidies aren't there for the purposes of actually making the economy grow, and they're not there for actually stabilizing the global economy and making farming a viable economic choice in order to encourage farmers so that we actually have farms. The purpose of farming subsidies is to bribe farmers into voting for you. It is a bribe. That's all it is. And so because of that, because that's the intent, farming subsidies today are not necessarily going to be encouraging the most efficient farming methods, because what they're going to be encouraging is the methods of farming that are easiest to implement in the existing system with the existing farmers without upgrading any of the technology, and definitely without moving the farms geographically, right? So, or, building any infrastructure, because America hates building infrastructure. So, anyway, so the economics of farming is reasonably complicated because of the fact that none of the normal rules of economics actually apply to farming, because we have made it such that farming is the way that it is, because that's what we will pay any cost to make it into, right? Other forms of farming simply aren't given the same benefits that like standard farming methods are, because there's no inbuilt reason to keep them that way. Well, every government is an economic... everyone manipulates the economy to their own ends, right? So, as an example, when I, on a completely local, personal level, decide I'm not going to see this movie, not because it isn't something that I would want to see, but because the person who made it is going to use the money that I am giving them to do terrible things to people, right? When I make that decision, I'm not making a, market decision based off of my own, self-interest. And that is manipulating the market. I'm deliberately altering the market so that the market as a whole reflects what I want the market to look like. Every individual, every company, every government, at every stage of the economy, you have sort of a gravitational pull by the individual who's at that part of the economy, right? Everyone has their own gravity well, and they can choose how they're going to use that influence, and everyone uses that influence to some degree or another. Everyone. So the key is that it's fine to manipulate economies. The key is you want to manipulate economies in a way that is forward-thinking and pro-social, right? Oh, god damn it, you're completely immune. No! This boss is immune to physical. Oh, fuck my life. I'm dead. Oh no. Oh, fuck me. I think we're gonna try just spamming snipe. Okay. I can resurrect people? I mean, it's not super useful because he has the flash badge and I can't actually get his spells off because I suck. But I might at some point get a spell off, and more importantly, it spreads the damage. So we're gonna put him. Is he already in the back? Oh, he got knocked back. Cool. He doesn't have enough sanity, so we're just gonna have him defend. Let's see. That's a lot of damage. I don't know how much. Fuck. That's bad. When I'm using snipe, I have to get the crit. I can't not get the crit. If you don't get the crit, it doesn't do any damage. So... Sorry, this all of a sudden just turned into, like, serious mode, like, oh, wait a second. So anyway, yeah, when you're looking at, you know, altering the economy, the idea that... So, first of all, the idea that that capitalism and free markets are good for every industry all the time, and that nothing bad will ever come of letting people be as selfish as humanly possible all the time, and specifically encouraging people to be as selfish as humanly possible all the time, that can't go bad, that's crazy, right? There are plenty of industries where the economic incentives simply do not make any sense for you to leave that industry up to a free market, right? Healthcare is a good example. Insurance is a good example. Anytime you're trying to spread costs over a collective group of people, you do not want to have that be controlled by an entity that has profit as their incentive, because at that point you just have a leech on the economy, right? You just have money funneling out of the economy, and the amount of money that's funneling out of the economy is as much as the economy can bear to have drained from it, right? Because, you know, there's no such thing as enough profit, right? You are incentivized to get all of the profit. Yeah, you want as much profit as humanly possible, which means that you're incentivized to leech more and more money out of the economy, which is why the American healthcare system is so completely screwed up, right? The American health system is so screwed up because, as you'll notice, the costs just keep increasing. The costs go up, and they go up, and they go up, and they go up, and they never come back down. And the reason is because you have basically market forces at every stage of the game wanting to increase the prices. So, like, as an example, insurance companies want to pay less than people who aren't on insurance to further incentivize people to get insurance, right? And because they have a lot of market power and they choose which doctors are allowed to be used, right? The insurance company chooses your doctor for you, which is fucking crazy. Since the insurance company can choose your doctor for you, the insurance company can say, we're going to drop you as a doctor if we don't get better prices than some random Joe off the street, right? So what happens then is the doctors say, oh, well, we can't actually reduce our costs. You know, we can't reduce our prices any further than we already have. So, because we're spending too much on fucking malpractice insurance to reduce our costs further. So, instead of reducing our costs, what we'll do is we'll increase the prices for everyone else, which gives the insurance company, which is not getting a price increase, a discount, right? Those are the kinds of market forces that you result with when you end up with a system that's got profit incentivization on something that people do not actually have the ability to pick and choose. Like, they're not going to pick and choose what their doctor is. They don't have the option to with the insurance system to begin with, but they're not going to be able to do it anyway, because if you need to go to the hospital, you need to go to the hospital. So you're going to go to the closest hospital you can get to get your emergency care, right? So since you don't have any competitive nature in the market, you can't use standard market economics to handle the situation, because the whole thing will just fall to shit. Because markets do a great job with a lot of things, right? It's not like markets are shit at everything, but there's very specific things that markets are bad for. And you have quite a few of those things that are in America specifically just completely botched because the government doesn't actually want to do its job. Because the job of government is to do the shit, like, as an example, infrastructure is not profitable for the people doing the infrastructure. Because the people doing the infrastructure are not exploiting the infrastructure. The infrastructure is being exploited by someone else entirely. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill this guy because I'm going to run out of mana. I'm going to run out of mana on Aldrea, and Silria should have been using more Blessed Lights, but I don't think it would have mattered anyway. The fact that Ark died means that he's not generating any damage.
Yeah, I can use some help.
And since he's not generating any damage at all, he's not even buffing anyone. I'm pretty sure we're fucked here. This thing isn't even giving any symptoms that it's low on HP. So... if what's a good thing or a bad thing. The government manipulating markets is a good thing. That's the job of the government. The job of the government is to manipulate markets for the betterment of its people. That's its entire point. The government has certain types of tasks that it needs to do because no one else can actually do them and have it be efficient, right? That's the purpose of having a government, right? It's why we don't let corporations run our entire lives, right? We don't make corporations make laws because it's not in our best interest for corporations to be making laws. Oh. Yeah, so the issue with the healthcare system fundamentally comes down to the costs. As long as you have insurance companies and doctors working in a largely unregulated manner, and even if you have them working in a regulated manner, a insurance company cannot implement the kinds of stuff that a government can do in the kind of efficient way that the government can do it. So if you want the best results for healthcare, you want an entity who has the best interests of the populace at heart. Like, that is their function. The function of the entity that is making the system has to have the best interests of the populace at heart, because the system is inherently a system where anytime you make money, you are fundamentally leeching that money out of the system. There's no way to do insurance well. You can't do good insurance. Insurance is just a means of basically spreading risk. You can spread risk better or worse, but doing the job of spreading risk better or worse does not generate profit. What generates profit in the industry is not doing the job that the industry was hired to do. So the incentive system for the insurance industry is not to do its job. It's incentivized kind of against doing its job. It's incentivized toward increasing costs in the system indefinitely, which is what I thought that I was on the last one already. I'm done. So, let's see. So since the incentive system is to continuously increase costs, what you end up with is continuously increasing costs. And that's why every other economy in the world that has gotten anywhere near the level that America's has already solved this problem and said, wait, this whole system of private insurance economically makes no sense. It does not make any economic sense. There's no argument in favor of private insurance versus the government handling. Unless your government is like somehow inherently like, so let's say you had an explicitly white nationalist government that was actively trying to kill all people who are not white. If you had that government, having that government in control of healthcare is legitimately dangerous, right? It's legitimately dangerous to have that government in control of healthcare because the government is a hate group. But in the vast majority of cases, right? Because even if you have just a government that is, not great to its minorities, it's still going to be better than using a completely ridiculous system that doesn't even intend to get the job done correctly, right? Private insurance does not have any incentive to privately insure in any meaningful way. That's just not what the incentive systems are designed for. So, similarly speaking, with regards to like the original point with the farming stuff, with farming you have a lot of incentives via subsidies, right? Subsidies give you incentives to do things, right? But the key with those subsidies is, I don't have to do the thing again, do I? Okay. The key with the subsidies from farms is that farming subsidies give you incentives to do some very specific things. But those specific things that they give you the incentive to do are not necessarily the things that are best for the environment or best for the economy as a whole. They're the things that are the best for maintaining the status quo in some very specific regions of the United States, right? Now, of course, every government is going to have their own, things, right? So if you're in America, you'll have specific interests that lead to a farming subsidy system that looks a specific way. If you go to a different country, you'll get a different set of subsidies, you'll get a different set of solutions. But generally speaking, representative democracy is really bad at handling things like farmers because you can't legislate them. Hey, Arthi. We're having a random tirade about incentive systems and economics because that's how you roll when you're doing the final dungeon of the game, right? I'm sure it's all shit you've heard from me before. It's like, oh, okay, mommy's on a crazy rant again. I see how it is. Yeah, so I actually just died, so I got into a boss fight without saving first, which was really dumb of me. I should have just backtracked and saved. And then I died immediately, because it turned out that the first boss of this place is a total asshole boss that's completely impervious to physical attacks. And my entire build right now is physical, so that worked about as well as you would imagine it would. Yeah, it turns out if you just relax, her thing is a lot easier. Key is you can't relax with his because of the flash badge. Yeah, we were talking about the economics of Yeah, weirdly enough, Earman, sniper rifles are specifically water element magic damage. It does water element damage, and it is in fact magical damage. I don't have any more explanation for it than you do. It's a little crazy. It's kind of like how in Dota, the sniper, his headshot isn't a physical attack, it's a magic attack. His ultimate is not actually physical, it's magic. So it's reduced by magic reduction, not by armor. The more you know. But it does bypass magic immunity. There was a time where I was very knowledgeable about Dota. Everything that I just said is at least 3 or 4 years old, so take it with a grain of salt. You know, you have a flash badge arc. What the hell are you doing on that side of the magic beams, okay? Seriously, you are way too damn fast to be on that side. Zhuzhen, Commandantin, I get you. You're some old man. I got it. Makes sense. Wait, why is he there? Last time it was... It's a random character? Oh, well, this will be a lot easier. I'll be able to bring Drell. And he's actually pretty good. That's interesting. So, I mean, he's pretty good except for the fact that he's now level 26. You know, whatevs. Okay, so we have a couple options here. We could just leave. I actually don't know that we can. But we're going to pop out over here and try to save. Fingers crossed. Don't like the fact that I'm facing off with these, because these have quite a lot of HP to burn through. Oh, fuck. You aren't Drell. And Drell doesn't have a mind's eye. I'm gonna be taking some heavy hits here. She does not have a flash badge, so... Defend. You don't need any rituals. It's been a while since I did this. Oh, great, now we're confused. That was silly of me. I almost missed that first shot because I'm thinking about Yuri's. Oh no. This is gonna be rough. So, do we want to wish you? Yes. Because, you know, his DPS might actually be higher, now that I think about it. Oh, I didn't equip his new weapon. I picked up a weapon for him a million years ago, but I didn't have him in the party. Ow! Asshole. That fail. I'm so used to the fucking flash badge now that I can't function without it. Oh, that's useful. Oh yeah, we need a new weapon for him. We need a new weapon for you, buddy. He hits for less damage than she does. I don't want to waste mana here on Blessed Light, but I feel like I kind of have to. We skipped all of the side quests, so we are... Oh, that's not... The last one is a very thin sliver at the top. Okay. One down. Drell, if you kill her... Luckily, Drell has such low damage right now that I'm gonna have to use a fucking arc in a random encounter. Oh, life is sad. Okay, that is so much mana wasted. We might end up needing to rest before we get through this dungeon. Honestly. Because we're so completely unprepared for the dungeon because I haven't done any of the side quests. I haven't done any of the content that would actually get me in good shape to do this content. So, oh good. Whew. He survived. Alright, you're all getting healed. Because he's so low level, but he also has no gear. Okay. Fuck me. I'm suddenly incapable of doing her shit. I'm glad I defended. You're fucking kidding me. Okay, I need to use Blessed Light because otherwise she's gonna go insane. It's very bad when people go berserk because they start using random items, and you do not want random items being used because things like seals can get used. It's bad. I'm terrible at this game. So I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I was thinking, hey, I'm getting better at this game. I'm actually able to function today. And then it's like, not quite, not so much. So we blew what, like over 100 mana? Well over 100 mana on that fight. Oh no. It's not good. It's not good at all. I don't think I need to heal though, because we're not going to be using these characters. What's this shining thing? Yeah, let's do it. Alright, so we're going to break the barrier, get Ark out of his damn hole. And unfortunately, he's chilling with Zhu Zhen, so I guess Celery and the others figured out what to do. Okay, let's go. Alright, so we're going to fuse into Chernobog. We're going to take out the two in front first, and then the one in the back, because we don't want the back row damage. We don't have high enough damage to... So that's the thing that happened. Wow, I'm really surprised these guys got their turn faster than me. That's really surprising, because I have a flash badge. I feel like they should be going after me, because I'm so fast. That's weird. I just need to hit the first one to kill them. It's ridiculous. Alright. Now that I'm annoyed with myself, I'm going to just keep playing worse and worse. So, kill that emptiness. Murderate the emptiness. Okay, he's confused. I don't have to give a shit. He can't actually hurt Ark. I'm reasonably sure he can't hurt Ark. He's in the back row and he has a probably trash weapon, so... Oh my goodness, he actually hurt this thing. 3 damage! It is amazing. Oh god. Oh shit, ball, son. Oh fuck my life. He's dead. I still okay, good. Jesus. If Ark goes down, it's game over. He's the only person in the party who can do any damage. Holy shit. That was terrifying. So we're gonna go ahead and use... Unfortunately, that's really early as well. I have concerns. I am concerned about how things are going. Okay. I can get back my full party. Ark, the barrier's been broken. Yay! Thank God, I thought I was stuck. It caused us a lot of trouble, you know. I hope you at least feel sorry. No, I don't feel bad. I feel so bad. You're very lucky. You are very, very good. That was very confusing. Okay, let's see. We're gonna bring her in the party again because she's actually decent. And we are ready to go. So she's very decent if I actually manage to successfully hit any of her rings, which I have demonstrated I'm not really capable of doing because I suck at life. So that's good to know. He's capable. Oh, right. I'm not in the book. Need to activate book. So I did 200 damage, which isn't quite enough. She only needs to hit 2 to actually get the kill, but that was silly of me. I thought that I'd screwed up the second hit, so I didn't even think to hit the third one. Alright, we need to go into the turn book. Let's do it. You're not Yuri. I know you're not Yuri, but I keep thinking that you're Yuri. I should just give her a fucking flash badge. Because I suck anyway. I might as well give her a flash badge. I can't give her a flash badge, I only have the one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pop out of here and save. And then once we've saved, I'm going to... What am I doing? This is very silly of me. Hey, buddy. How do you feel about using a moan, buddy? Buddy pal? I feel like a moan might be a slightly better choice. Just a thought. Let's use a moan. Since we did unlock the non-elemental Uber Demon of Doom. So this is actually a full heal. That's good to know. Ouch. Amon's strike is actually interesting because it's such a slow hit. Like, look at this. Interesting, his actual posture in Amon is interesting because he looks injured while he's in Amon. Which I guess makes sense because I just beat the ever-loving crap out of Amon. So since I just beat the crap out of Amon, it makes sense that Amon would feel, you know, a little injured. So, we're gonna go save the game. My thinking, and this is certainly my hope, my thinking is that this first boss is probably gonna be the hardest boss in here. I think it's the only physical immune boss that I have to deal with. So, since it's, I think, the only physical immune, we should be able to basically just take that one out and then go crazy on the next ones. That's my thinking, is that we've got the Mind's Eye, we've got quite a lot of damage when I actually use it properly, which is to say never, but even when we don't use it properly, we've still got okay damage. Luckily, I haven't gone back to the point where I was missing most of my attacks with the Mind's Eye, just outright. The Mind's Eye is actually very effective for DPS as long as you're able to hit at least one hit consistently. I'm not doing that with Aldrea right now, unfortunately. But you just gotta learn to use it, right? As if that's gonna happen on this playthrough. We can pretend that's gonna happen on this playthrough. But we all know better. Learning from mistakes? Me? Not possible. Oh, that third hit looks really cool. This is the first time we've seen it. Oh. Nope, I'm not. I think she can get the kill here. Yep, she got the kill. Shockingly enough, she got the kill. Oh shit. Faster than I was expecting for some reason. I don't think that's quite funny. Farewell. I don't think we're even going to cap out all of the elements by the time we finish up here. Okay, so, first of all, Flash Badge, no thank you. There's no way on earth I'm going to be able to use this to good effect, so we're going to not use that. Oh my god, he's still wearing a rugged a cotton shirt. And I didn't upgrade either of their weapons. Okay, yeah, I suck at life. That's fine. You know, life could be a lot simpler than it is right now, but it's not going to be, so. We got that gone. She's wearing the demon earrings. That doesn't make any sense in a boss fight that's immune. Warlock earrings. Do we want to take off the monk earrings for this fight? Probably don't need the pedometer. Yeah, I don't think I need the pedometer anymore. We're gonna give her the thinger. So now we're actually entering the dungeon proper. The first bit of it is basically like tutorial for the mechanisms that we're going to have to deal with during the dungeon. I'm pretty sure we're going to have party switching mechanics during the dungeon. So do we want to use a Moan, who has extremely expensive spells that I'm not going to be able to spam? I think I do want to use probably... I think Ifrit has reasonably high spell damage, so we'll try you. This is an AoE though. So how much damage are you doing? That is 500? Okay then. Not too shabby. Okay, that's... What? 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 So, this thing has an instant death move?
Yeah, I could use some help here.
Was that a light elemental instant death attack? Why hasn't it ever worked on Marguerite? Was it water elemental and it just kills fire elementals? What the hell was that? It's good thing it's saved, but what? Okay, so I'm gonna try Baldo. If I swap into Baldo, I can actually use Grace to heal with. And this will allow me to get the party back up. That attack looked like a light elemental attack, so I'm hoping that I don't get instigated by that attack if I'm in a light form. And we can see heal the party trivially with this. That's a lot better than being dead. Unfortunately, I have to choose between doing Advent I think I'm going to use... or not Advent, Arc. I think I'm going to use... I think I'm going to use Blessed Light. And have Arc heal. Because it's more mana efficient. To use Grace. It might not actually be more mana efficient to use Grace, but I think it is because of the damage that Marguerite is contributing. So, we have enough HP right now to survive another hit, I think. The problem was Marguerite was low enough on the previous one to require healing. So, we're going to try to keep the snipes up. We're going to use another Blessed Light. I do not remember how much HP these things have, but I think the highest amount of HP that anything has is like 10,000 or something like that. So we're going to use Nova, and we'll hope that we get some good damage out of this. I think we will. I had actually forgotten just how difficult it is to do none of the, like... Fuck my life. Fuck my life. Why? Why does he keep getting insta-gipped by that move? I don't understand why he keeps getting insta-gipped. So, he's now useless. I can't actually do anything with him. He's out of sanity. He's a resurrection Dread. She doesn't have a Leonardo's Bear equipped. So I don't know why Yuri specifically is dying to that move. Because no one else has ever gotten a trick. Alice can't. She's immune. Right? I know that. But Aldrea is not immune to death, I don't think.
Yeah, I could use some help here.
What is this boss called? This is why you do your side quests when you are playing JRPGs, friends. It is very important to do your side quests. If you don't do your side quests, it goes very badly for you. So I can't keep dealing damage with Yuri, which means... I have only snipe damage to burn through this entire HP bar. The funny thing is that this thing usually... before it was doing... mostly physical attacks. I wonder if it does the last attack type that you used on its turn, which would be weird for a boss that's immune to physical. Because it's like, why bother?
Yeah, I could use some help here.
It doesn't use the same element that you use. On the plus side, if I do die here, I can upgrade their equipment very easily. We need to cure... This is dangerous, because Marguerite is actually in one-shot range. But we only have a few more heals left in us anyway, so it's not a huge deal. We don't really have enough turns left. I'm gonna use the on switch. Because the on switch might do more damage because it's a higher level attack. And it does do a bit more damage. We're not gonna be killing this thing on this attempt. I'm gonna try to burst it down. I don't have the ability to protect myself through another turn. So we're gonna use a Blessed Light, we're gonna use a Snipe, and we'll see if that's enough. I'm almost positive that it's not. This thing is not using anything that looks like a... It's not like leaned over or anything, it doesn't look injured. Yeah, so my guess is that we are boned. It's so ridiculous. Some of the attacks in this game are just so silly. Okay, here's the shockwave, and this is the death. Okay. I don't think we saw it use a standard physical attack once that entire time. Okay. So, I'm actually going to do a couple of things. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make an attempt to get Yuri's ultimate weapon. Because that'll make a big difference. And we did just save, so we can just walk to the boss. We don't have to go through all that nonsense again. But I'm going to try to get Yuri's ultimate weapon, make a few attempts at the very least, His ultimate weapon is actually very fast. It doesn't require any sort of... Wait, what? I don't know how that works then. I don't know what the trigger is. Give me a sec. So we're going back to London to upgrade these weapons, I guess, for now. I'm very confused about this, though. Okay. You have to beat this boss before you can access that. That's good to know. So what weapon are you using? Mouse or prototype? The problem is that these later ones really do have tiny hit boxes. What a nuisance. Well, already everything's done. Okay, so do we want to sell some of our stuff? The Mind's Eye is useful for magic fights because you don't need a revolver. It's tempting to do one of the easier side quests, but I don't remember where they are. Oh, I didn't say it. We're gonna go back over here. Because if we do some more of the side quests, then we're just gonna get a little bit stronger, but I don't really want to do that. Again, I'm kind of like... The whole RP of this is, like, what you should not be doing. So... getting by the skin of my teeth is what I would prefer to do. That said, this fight is going to be interesting. So we'll hit a little bit harder with Eldrea this time. And I do need to give him immunity to instant death. So the thing he's going to get is a Leonardo's bear. And I never saw her killed. Ah, she had the Warlock earrings on. What we're going to do is we're going to not give her the Warlock earrings this time. And we're just going to give her a Leonardo's bear. And with this setup, maybe it'll be feasible. I'm realizing that we're probably going to run into a random encounter, and we're not going to be in the optimal setup for that, but that's fine. And of course we get back attacked. I don't want to use any mana. We're actually faster. Do I want to actually use an AoE? I think I'm going to. I'm gonna pop into Baldo. I think this thing might actually be light element. So. Wow, that was sad. Not that hard. Oh, that's good. They have Death Touch. Good to know. Oh, Death Touch isn't an instant death or anything, but it does not do what I thought it did. Death Touch is, despite the name, it's actually percentage-based damage. She's in the front row. That's not healthy. Ouch. Yeah, that cotton armor going to work. He's literally using his starting equipment. Well, starting armor anyway. That's not enough to kill even those. I don't know why I had her defend. That was a weird move. Looks like it's paid off, probably. Yeah, using some mana on Arc here is okay because I can turn him into Dark Form, which makes him weak against this thing's attacks, but it also makes him weak against healing, which is good. So yeah, I'm actually going to use another Nova. If Arc is able to be punching out darkness damage, I think we'll be okay. This thing can't have more than like 8,000 HP or so. Okay, so... I'm scrolling through so I can see how much HP this thing has. I haven't actually gotten to it yet, though. Probably not going to get to it. That's fine. We do not have a huge amount of MP. Mind's Eye, Leonardo's Bear. Wait, what? I have a higher tier weapon? Interesting. That's good to know. No, I do not have the right souls equipped. I'm going to take off Amon for now. We're going to go back to Gemabug. And we're going to use that fusion to try and get the kill here. Unfortunately, I was intending to finish this substantially. So, we're going to try to take this thing out. I think I might actually have to end after I finish this boss. I was hoping to get through the whole game, but I was not expecting to... Oh, shit! I forgot. I don't have this nuke unlocked. So use the physical there. So let's see how much damage this does. She's had her special attack bar buffed. And that's not any better. I need to swap the flare brooch for a thinger so I can make him go insane so that he can actually use that stuff. In order to unlock this ability, you need to actually go berserk first. So we're using Release Magic. Release Magic is pretty useful because it buffs everybody's attack power by 30%. Oh shit. So,
yeah, I could use some help.
I guess we'll just chain Mana Drain the boss. She's hitting for 400. Unfortunately, I can't swap out from this one into a different form to start nuking with Fury. So we'll just use Spirit Pollution, it'll be fine. $159? Nice. The problem is that I don't think bosses or enemies generally actually use their mana to cast spells, as evidenced by all the enemies that are casting spells but don't have any mana.
Yeah, I could use some help here.
She's hitting for 400. I'm actually wondering whether I should just restart. I should check how much HP this boss has before I do anything else. What is this called? This is called Soul Block, I think. Okay, so... I am incapable of killing it with my current setup. I got the perfect unreleased magic. That'll give me a little bit of extra damage for her. The problem is, with her doing 400 damage, this thing has 7,000 HP, and if she blows her entire mana bar into it, she's doing less than 4,000 damage. So that means I would need a more efficient spell. Can I get Grenade? How much damage does Grenade do? I don't think Grenade's going to do enough damage to be justified. I stand corrected. We still can't do it because I already wasted all that mana. I'm pretty sure. Well, no, we probably can, because while we wasted a little bit of mana, if we're able to get a little bit of damage out for... Oh no, because we're going to run out of the release magic effect. If only I didn't have to go berserk to use my ability, I'd be fine. But since I need to go berserk to use that...
Yeah, I can use some help here.
Don't wait. So we'll see. If it does a reasonably weak attack, then I can try to get another Blessed Light out. How long would we have to last to burn through? We have another 10 turns with her. I am an idiot. I can't actually do 20 turns of this. I don't think I have enough mana capacity to do this.
Yeah, I can use some help here.
I don't think it's gonna work. So... And we don't have enough sanity at the very least. Yeah, we're gonna run out of sanity before we run out of mana now that I think about it. Okay, so alright, we're not gonna wait on a death because we know mathematically that we can't win. There's not enough damage available to us with the resources that we have. So, let's see here. Wondering how I want to handle this. This is going to be a pretty rough fight. Everything after this should be much easier because I'll be able to deal damage in an effective manner. But this fight is just going to be particularly rough. Do I want to give him... Yes, I do. We're going to take this away. We're going to give him the small jug. And we are just going to have him go crazy because I think that's the best way to do it. So, we're going to Kalios Mental Hospital because this is as good a place as any to have him go nuts. And we might want to learn Amon's thing as well. Just for the hell of it. I'm pretty sure that there are random encounters in here. I think there's also... I think there's a lottery member in here somewhere. I'm just gonna wander around. Sure. Eternity card, seal of force. Do I want the... I guess it doesn't matter. Neither one of these is gonna meaningfully impact my gameplay. So we got the Eternity card then. Prize. I've got no problem talking, it's just this type of place being quiet adds atmosphere. Okay, so we do have random encounters. we're gonna fuse into Amon. Oh, silly me. I need to fuse into Chernobyl. That's fine. We'll unlock this first. Ark has gone berserk. The end. You learned the end. Bye. Alright, so we also have an idea of how much that hits for. Alright, so do we need anything else? Yeah, the advantage of using Chernobyl is he's very good for just unlimited. It doesn't matter how much mana you're using, right? There's functionally no limit on the amount of damage that you can do in overall. I think I'm going to start clearing these. Do I want to use spirit pollution on this thing in the back? I'm going to try using spirit pollution on this thing in the back. Oh shit, I completely forgot. Whoops. I completely forgot I had a flash pad on. I assume that the silence will prevent me from getting the thing off, so I need to... Okay, so... Now that we're down to 3, I think I'm probably just going to start guarding. Poison time. See how this goes. And 1. I do love how she's actually tankier than Yuri right now. I find it very amusing. Okay, so... Now is the time to go berserk. Revelation! You learned Revelation. Yay! Okay, so we can go ahead and save the game. That will be good. And we now have Revelation available. So Revelation, I don't know how much damage that's going to do to this boss. But it should be a damn sight better than nothing. Which is what we were doing last time. Okay, so I can also, if I want... I think we're just going to use Snipe, because I think it makes the most sense. So we're going to use probably don't want to use. Yeah, I'm gonna use it for it to blow them all up. Oh shit! I forgot. I can't use spells on him. Flash badge. Big hits. So we're gonna unequip our flash badge soon, I think, just to start getting our mana back up. But I do think that hitting the... Thanks for the follow, Suki. I think that getting the... using Chernobyl will probably result in more overall damage than using a different one. Because I could try to use a Moan and just burst through my entire mana bar. I don't know how much damage I'd be doing with a Moan. So we got another level. Yay for levels. And we are popping out of here. I'm actually kind of surprised that I got the best prize on my first attempt with that lottery number, but you know, sometimes you just get lucky. I still have my pedometer equipped, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's go to London. Is this where the pedometer guy is? I think he's right here somewhere. Oh, I think he might be in the inn. Is he in the inn? Hotel, rather. The inn. Let's see. No, he's not in the inn. Okay. I don't actually know where he is. No, slightly. It's safe. Okay, I think we might... Here, let's change our gear. So, first of all, it's very interesting that we have this available to us. Do I want to... Yes, I do. Oh, wait, where's the... So we're going to go here. We're actually going to sell all of the stuff that we're not using to try to make some money to upgrade Yuri's next weapon. Do I want to do that? That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Because Yuri's next weapon is not his ultimate weapon, and his ultimate weapon is actually pretty easy to get, so... Well, okay, so his weapon is either going to be easy to get or it's going to be impossible to get, depending entirely on whether I suck at life. So it's probably going to be impossible to get. But I'm not actually terrible at that kind of ring, so we might be able to do it. Out of the types of rings that I'm, you know, okay at, I think that I'm actually pretty decent at the spin ring. That said, there's a far cry between 5 and 10. Oh right, I forgot to change my gear. So... we need to take off the flash badge because I can't actually use it. And... we need... Right. We're gonna unequip this. We definitely want to have... Do we need the flare brooch? We don't really need the flare brooch, actually. I'm gonna equip the warlock earrings. That's a potentially very bad idea. I need a Leonardo's bear. Do I want the warlock earrings on the character who's gonna be weak to the damage type of the enemy? And what's the worst that can happen? It's gonna be fun, right? Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do... I kind of need to get into a random encounter. It's funny, because usually I'd prefer to get into no random encounters before the fight, but in this case I need the random encounter. So hopefully I can life steal, or not, hopefully I can mana steal off of you. Okay, good. So these do have mana to steal, and we can do that, and then kill the same one that I just drained mana off of. Or we would kill it if... Never mind. Even if I suck at life, I still get it now, because she's got a weapon that's decent, and she's got Mind's Eye, and Mind's Eye OP, man! Mind's Eye OP! We really just need to get ourselves to the point where I'm able to use the Mind's Eye on a boss, and from then on I'll be fine. It's just, I can't use the Mind's Eye on this particular boss. I'm gonna go save after this, actually. There's no reason for me to... spend all this time fighting and then do something dumb in the boss fight and get myself killed. I don't think... Oh, you little piece of crap. How dare you steal my mana back? How dare you steal your own mana back from me? It's funny that we're doing the exact same amount of mana damage. Okay, that time I did 91 instead of 89. Just to troll me. Are you kidding me? Okay, so these are clearly not the optimal thing to be mana stealing off of, so... Oh shit. There we go. So, hopefully we drain more this time. 113! Give me that mana! Unfortunately, this thing's gonna be spamming Mind Assault, and that is less than optimal. Losing mana on her is a big deal. Okay, so... should be fun. We're gonna go save the game. We're equipping the flash badge for whatever fights we run into here. We will run into fights on the way back, because I basically got the entire distance without it, without running into a single fight, which was surprising. We're just gonna do up on. It occurs to me that I really have very few turns with this, but it's only 5 turns. So fine. Oh, fail. I didn't fail badly enough, but still fail. You have to fail worse than that. Ignition! Still can't believe how many times it's taken to kill this boss. I mean, I can actually totally believe it. I don't think I'm gonna get the final blow pretty much at all, because it's just such a tiny thing, and I'm consistently misremembering where it actually is. I'm doing way more damage now. Why are we doing so much damage? Okay, so I think that's it. Yes. All set. So we get some more EXP. We level up again. We're getting more fire points. And I should have 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Give me one moment. So we're going to go save. I'm actually going to need to go in the other room for a second to find out what's going on. One second. Okay, so again, today is part of a long weekend for us here, so I am actually going to have to end things here now. We do have pre-existing plans for the day, and it took me a lot longer than I was expecting to make no progress whatsoever. All we've done is enter the door. I do think that we will be able to do this on our next attempt, and it's really unfortunate to have to end things here, but that is how things go when you got plans. So we're going to save it up here, and then tomorrow we will come back and make with the murder. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it goes that way. I don't think we should have too much trouble. We do have the Warlock Earrings equipped, so we might end up taking so much damage on Arc that I can't actually out-heal it on the first attempt, but if that happens, then so be it. It'll be amusing anyway. So that is going to be it for today, so thank you everyone for watching. It has been a pleasure to stream through today and to die horribly in terrible ways that I did not expect. And hope to see y'all again next time when I will hopefully be slightly more successful.